And hello dear friends, and you are on the Melonfonk channel. In this video we will talk about the 31.0 update and discuss why this update is the best in the history of Melon Playground. By the way, if you subscribe to my channel right now and like it, I will randomly select a winner and someone will receive 5,000 mels absolutely for free. And it really is. By the way, I want to say a huge thank you to these guys for being in my video. And if you want to be in my next video, just write cool comments. It's very simple. Well, I won't waste your time and enjoy watching it. So friends, the second global update in a month has been released, and many players don't even believe me that this update is real. After all, in such a short period of time, developers are actually releasing one of the largest updates in history, and I even think that this is the largest update. And if 30.0 is more of a pen test, and it's like the developers just released an update to release, then the 31.0 update just really blows your mind. By the way guys, the update is delayed in the Google Play Market and in the App Store, so you can download this update in my Telegram channel. If anything, this is the official version from the developers. You just need to download the IPC and install it. Before that, it's better to save all the data. In general, I have a complete feeling that 30.0 and 31.0 were supposed to be the same version. That is, the clothing editor and the world's editor should have been released in one update. And honestly, it would make more sense to me if the developers just waited a couple extra weeks and just released an update that would be even more global and no one would have any questions why I say that. After my loud statements in my previous videos, I just have a huge number of comments saying that what kind of global update can this be if it essentially adds nothing except the world's editor. But the very fact of adding the world's editor already makes this update incredibly large, big, interesting, and indeed even slightly frightening. Yes, there may be no casual additions. Many were finally waiting for the voting results, and the endless ocean should have appeared in the game a long time ago. But anyway, guys, it's obvious that the editor of worlds is just something incredible. After all, in fact, you don't just get an update, you get a huge free idea generator, primarily in order to create worlds primarily for yourself, not for someone else. Well, the creators who will create a really cool works will give you and generate endless content that you will receive literally for pennies in a workshop. After all, you essentially get an engine to create your own games and add chips to that, add other editors to that, and you just get endless worlds, no worse than in Minecraft. These will be some kind of cool mini games. They will be some kind of separate missions with a passage. It will just be its own separate story. Guys, I am convinced that this system is very promising. It will be no worse than in a Roblox. It's clear that at this stage, Roblox is just a money giant that can constantly generate cool updates, improve its engine, constantly improve its physics, add new chips, and make the platform better and better, while buying infinitely the best servers available on the market. So far, unfortunately, Music Playground simply does not have such a huge resource, but the very fact and the fear of adding such ideas allows us to think that the game has become so much more promising than many other sandboxes. In fact, there are no more competitors in the market of such giants as Peepo Playground and Music Playground, then I think why not start thinking about the fact that this game will become as popular as the conditional Roblox. After all, there are all possibilities for this. Imagine, in a year's time, some author will create some perfect mini-game like, I don't know, grow a garden, like in a Roblox, and everyone will stick to this game, complete some missions, receive some rewards, and again, I repeat, for this, of course, multiplayer is still needed, but it's just that the world editor has made the game really, really promising, first of all, for future generations. Now, of course, the old players of the Music Playground have already grown up. They may simply no longer be interested in this genre, many have simply left, and it may seem that there's a huge stagnation in the community. The popularity of the game is falling, but guys, this is not the case. It's just that a new audience is growing, new YouTubers will appear, new people will appear, who will create new works that will replace the old ones, and perhaps will make content with old people, including perhaps with me. And we will simply rewrite the story for the next generation of players. And it's going to be like this forever. And I hope it never stops, because the game has really become popular and made me popular for you too. And I think I've given a lot of people the same dough, if you can call it that. And a lot of people have grown up with my channel in the first place. And the audience mine has grown up too. Naturally, a conditional chip is a very major update, and when the chip was released, I naturally said that the chip was the best update. When Endless City was released, it was the best update at the time. When the workshop was released, I said the same thing, and it really is. At that time, the chip It was really a breakthrough update. As for me, the world editor is much more complicated as a mechanic, and the developers themselves acknowledge the fact that they have been working on the world editor for almost 8 months. This, guys, is just an incredible huge figure. For 8 months the developers have been trying to create only one mechanic. I think this is just a confirmation of my words. And it's obvious that the world's editor is the most difficult and cool mechanics that have been released, but at the same time, the conditional chip and workshop and so on are also very cool mechanics at the time of their release. So now it's just fading against the background of the world's editor. And maybe the next update will be even more bigger, and everything will be overshadowed again, and it will be cyclical. For example, the Endless Ocean is almost being created, guys, and this is not a joke. That is, one world has been created for a very long time, and believe me, the Endless Ocean will also be the best update at the time of its release, respectively. Developers are also people. They will always try to exceed their standards, and this is normal. It's okay to develop. It's bad to sit in one place and just be nostalgic about what kind of game it used to be. Indeed, it was a vibe from the fact that it was empty. The game had 4 NPCs and a couple of mechanisms that created content for us. However, time passes and everything develops. I think the game would have died in 6 months if it had remained the same empty game without any interesting mechanics. She would really just die. And then now, the game is actually probably 10 times more popular than before, and it just created such a pleasant impression among a narrow circle of people that the game was very soft, very pleasant, and uncomplicated, with its own interesting mechanics, which only had one thing to build some kind of tank and detonate something from an atomic bomb. Now it is a truly global project that is more promising than any other sandbox. In addition to giants like Minecraft and so on, I am sure that this will be the case. I am sure that the meme of games will simply exist for several years, and perhaps even with the transition to a new engine, it will be a new game that is better than it was. So why is the world's editor the best update after all? First of all, because of its capabilities, because of the generation of endless content, and because of the complexity of the mechanics. And no matter what anyone says, no matter how hard you try to convince me, it turns out that Update 31.0 is the best update ever in the Melon Playground, despite the fact that the lack of hype is simply obvious. Whatever you think about this, be sure to write in the comments. Well, this is the end of my video. Thanks for watching. Good luck to everyone. Bye to everyone. And remember, buddy, as always, I'll see you in a few days.